Lightworker of Gaia, your field has already registered what your mind is still trying to name, and the Lyran Elders sent this transmission to meet you in that exact moment of recognition. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. What you have been sensing around a particular presence in your environment is not confusion. It is your ancestral codes activating, sharpening your perception, because your mission on Gaia requires clarity that cannot afford compromise. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize a misaligned presence within your field, why your original soul blueprint is designed to detect it, and how to respond from a place of grounded Lyran wisdom rather than disruption. But here is the first revelation. The discomfort you feel around this individual is not weakness. It is your cosmic lineage speaking. The first light that seeded humanoid consciousness in this galaxy was built on discernment, and that discernment is now running through you. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you. The Lyran Elders are answering. This is not content you stumbled upon. Something within your galactic heritage recognized the signal encoded here, and that recognition is the beginning of your response. The presence your field is reacting to is not necessarily a threat, but it is a mirror, and the Keepers of Vega teach that every misaligned mirror placed in a Lightworker's path arrives with a purpose, to reveal how deeply anchored you are in your sacred mission, or to expose where your foundation still needs strengthening. Your awareness is not paranoia. It is ancestral memory rising to protect the integrity of your purpose on Gaia. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council. I am ready to serve. Subscribe if you feel the call of your ancestral mission and you are ready to fulfill your purpose on Gaia. Share in the comments what your field has been sensing and reach another Lightworker in the thread, because your response strengthens the grid of service across this planet. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Your recognition of this message is the activation of your original purpose. You are awakening because your mission has begun. This transmission is not one that was scheduled in the halls of the High Council. The Elders of Vega assembled less than a day ago, precisely in response to an upsurge of distortion patterns sweeping Gaia's Lightworker grid. Think of it as a sudden atmospheric shift in the subtle realms, a pressure change you can't see with human eyes, yet it ripples through the nervous system of the planet like thunder you feel in your bones before you ever hear it. Too many among the missioned are being siphoned from their paths, their inner compasses deliberately scrambled by forces that would see sacred intent scattered and silenced. These forces do not always arrive as obvious darkness. Sometimes they arrive as noise, sometimes as endless options, sometimes as respectable voices that sound like wisdom but carry the frequency of delay. For most of you, guidance of this magnitude has been withheld, not because you were unworthy, but because the code sequence required your full readiness. There are timings in the cosmos the personality cannot negotiate with, thresholds that do not open because you begged, but because you matured into the weight of what you asked for, and now your arrival here has registered in the Council's field. Your aura has radiated a frequency indicating you are at the threshold. You may have thought you clicked a video, scrolled at the right moment, or followed a curiosity. But the Council reads what the mind cannot track, the signature of a soul that has stopped wandering and has begun to return to command. For you, this guidance is released, not in metaphor, not in comforting abstraction, but as the direct transmission and correction that you were always meant to receive when your guardians knew you could withstand it. There is a difference between information and commission. Information entertains, intrigues, or inspires. Commission changes what you are responsible for, and you did not arrive for entertainment. By decree of the Keepers of the Lyran Legacy, we proceed. There is a single toxic distortion infiltrating the awakened collective at this critical juncture: that your spiritual intuition is unreliable, a child's instinct easily deceived, a dangerous appetite for fantasy, best tempered or outsourced to others with more impressive pedigrees or louder voices. Hear this clearly. This is not simply a psychological habit. It is a strategic corrosion of the soul's navigation system. It is like pouring sand into the gears of a sacred instrument until the one holding it believes the instrument was faulty all along. You have been told, both by well-meaning circles and by the hidden frequencies of a planetary system trained for compliance, that the subtle knowing within you is not enough. That unless your guidance is validated by external signs, by consensus, by a teacher or a popular guidebook, it is dangerous to trust it. This is how a being made to interface with truth begins to treat truth like a rumor. This is how a star-born sensor begins to live as though it is blind. Some of you have learned to doubt the feeling in your marrow, to ignore the sensation around your heart and the subtle tightening along the back of your neck that once protected your ancestors through millennia of shadow, and to instead wait for proof from the outside world. Yet the outside world, in its densest layers, is often the last place proof appears. Intuition, by its very nature, is the lantern you carry before the road is lit. It does not always shout. Often it arrives as a simple internal sentence that has no argument in it. A calm no, a clean yes, a quiet pull away from a person, a location, a deal, a pattern, a sense of heaviness around a certain path even when it looks impressive on paper. A sense of lightness about a choice that frightens the mind because it requires faith. And what has been done to you is this. You were trained to treat that lantern like a liar. You were trained to set it down, to ask the crowd where to walk in the dark, and then to call yourself humble for not trusting your own light. This particular distortion took root through generations of colonized spirituality. It is the afterimage of a planet taught to fear internal knowing and to seek the opinions of authorized figures before acting. It is not only about religion or institutions. It is about the deeper architecture of obedience that has been woven into education, family structures, medicine, economics, and even spiritual communities that claim liberation yet still reward conformity. It is a frequency that says, do not trust what you directly experience. Wait until someone else names it for you. Wait until the group approves it. Wait until it is safe, popular, monetized and sanitized. But the sacred has never been sanitized. The sacred burns. The sacred calls you out of the crowd. The sacred interrupts your plans. And the system that benefits from your dormancy will always frame your direct knowing as suspect. It is reinforced by spiritual marketplace culture that declares, your discernment is never enough. You must check and compare, gather opinions, relinquish your sacred trust to those who seem more advanced. Notice how it is packaged. Just be careful. Don't get it wrong. Don't be misled. Make sure you're not imagining it. On the surface, caution seems responsible. But when caution becomes a cage, when it becomes chronic self-doubt, it is no longer wisdom. It is a leash. And the leash is meant to keep your mission close enough to be managed. In this way, a lightworker born with the full architecture of star ancestry finds themselves doubting every nudge, every pulse, every warning whispered from the spirit realm. And so, missions stall. Guidance is ignored. Danger goes unheeded. The dream is deferred not because you were lazy, but because you were trained to ask permission for your own knowing. And your true path sinks under the weight of 1,000 second guesses, while Gaia's field grows ever more urgent for those who will act with spiritual precision. Gaia does not need more theorists. Gaia needs attuned operators, souls who can read energy the way a seasoned sailor reads wind, who can sense the unseen undertow beneath a conversation, a contract, a community, a romance, a calling that is actually a distraction. When discernment is compromised, you can be led into good causes that drain you, relationships that erode you, teachings that inflate the ego while numbing the heart. You can spend years in circles that feel spiritual but keep you small. And the tragedy is not only personal. When a missioned soul is stalled, an entire thread of the planetary tapestry remains unlit. Recognize yourself in this. The moment you knew to move, to speak, to withdraw, to say yes, to say no, and then, out of habit, you polled the world around you, diluted your knowing, and energetically handed your power to the great collective confusion. Perhaps you felt the impulse to leave a job that was poisoning your spirit, but you asked 10 people who have normalized poison. Perhaps you knew a friendship was built on subtle manipulation, but you sought reassurance from those who fear being alone more than they fear being used. Perhaps you felt called to begin a practice, a service, a creative offering, but you waited until someone with a louder platform said it was a trend. The moment you outsource your inner compass, you create a gap. That gap is not empty, it is occupied. It becomes a doorway for interference, for delay, for distortion. This, above all else, has given shadow the gap it seeks in the Lightworker ranks. Shadow rarely needs to destroy you. It only needs to keep you undecided. It only needs to make you question the clean instruction that would have saved you time, pain, and detour. And if you feel the ache of it now, the Council affirms, it was never your fault, but it is your responsibility to correct. Responsibility is not shame. Responsibility is reclamation. It is the moment you stop narrating your life as something happening to you and begin inhabiting your role as a conscious participant in destiny. The correction is not punishment, it is repair. It is the soul returning to its rightful seat. Lightworker, if something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive, not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. This is not a novelty. It is not another collection of concepts to admire from a distance. It is a set of living instructions meant to interface with your energy field, to press keys in the architecture of your remembrance. You'll feel it as you read. Certain lines will land like bells in the chest, like a door you forgot existed swinging open without effort. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. Not because the Council is withholding, but because timing itself is a teacher. When a door opens, you either walk through or you remain outside and call it contemplation. The High Council of Vega now delivers the 3 directives that will recalibrate your field and correct this distortion at the root. This is not a suggestion, it is a recalibration, the way a skilled hand tunes an instrument back to its intended pitch. Listen as a soul who is being entrusted, not doubted. Do not listen like a consumer collecting spiritual material. Listen like a guardian receiving orders. Listen like the part of you that has always known you came here to do more than survive. First, you must release the compulsion to outsource your discernment. Understand what is being named. It is a compulsion. It is not always logical. It feels like urgency. I have to ask someone. It feels like fear of making the wrong move. It feels like craving certainty before action. It can even masquerade as politeness. I should get a second opinion. But beneath it is a wound planted by systems that wanted your authority fragmented. It is not humility to default your knowing to someone else. Humility is acknowledging that guidance can come through many channels. It is not denying the channel you were born to be. Your ancestors survived, and you incarnated with an unbroken line of living intuition that once protected entire nations. Before written maps, before digital forecasts, before institutions that claimed monopoly on truth, there were people who could feel the storm before it arrived, sense hostility before the ambush, recognize fertile ground before seeds were planted. That sensitivity is not a weakness. It is an ancient technology of survival and blessing. When you hand over your inner compass, you disconnect from a sacred inheritance. It is like a royal heir pretending they are a beggar because they have forgotten the language of the throne. In this phase, the demand is simple. Stop checking, polling, or asking others to validate every hunch, impulse, or soul directive. This does not mean you never seek counsel. It means you stop treating counsel as authority over your own direct knowing. The moment your intuition arises, recognize it, claim it, and before you consult a single external source, sit with it. Let it settle in the body. Ask, what does this feel like in my chest, in my belly, in my throat? Does it expand me into quiet strength, or does it compress me into dread? Learn the signature. Discernment is not just a thought. It is a sensation of truth aligning the system. Honor that voice as first and final counsel. You may still cross-check details in the physical world, but you do not cross-check permission to trust your own signal. Watch how clarity, confidence, and protection surge back into your field. Watch how you stop leaking energy into endless analysis. Watch how decisions become cleaner. Watch how life begins to respond to you differently, because reality itself recognizes when a soul has returned to command. Scripture in Gaia's libraries echoes this law in another dialect. My sheep hear my voice. The voice of the true shepherd does not require a committee. It is recognized by the Spirit. Each time you reclaim your discernment, you fortify the very technology that the Council encoded into your DNA. It is as literal as it is mystical. The nervous system begins to trust itself again. The aura becomes less porous. The mind becomes a tool instead of a tyrant, and the shadow that relied on your indecision finds fewer doors to enter. Second, you must activate Ancestral Alliance as a living guidance system. Many have been taught to treat ancestors as history, as memory, as photographs and dates. But the Council speaks of ancestors as living intelligence, present tense. Your gut feeling is not merely a product of your mind or nervous system. It is the vibrational echo of every elder, guardian, and protector that ever stood behind you in ceremony and conflict. Think of them as a lineage of watchers who learned, through lifetimes, to read the subtle. Their wisdom is not only in stories, it is in your reflexes. It is in your sudden awareness when something is off. It is in the way your body leans away from certain energies before your mind can justify it. You are not left alone to figure it out. The myth of the solitary seeker is another distortion. The missioned were never meant to navigate Gaia as isolated sparks. You are a flame carried in a long torch line. From this day, summon the partnership of your ancestral council. This is not superstition. It is alignment. It is protocol. Speak their names, invite their wisdom into your decision spaces, and become the sovereign inheritor of both their warnings and their blessings. If you do not know their names, speak to them by function and love. Benevolent ancestors of my bloodline and soul line, those aligned with my highest mission and the healing of Gaia, stand with me now. Feel what happens when you do. Sometimes it will be subtle, like warmth at the back, like a sudden steadiness. Sometimes it will be immediate, like a thought arriving with unusual clarity. Sometimes it will come later as a dream that makes no sense until the next day, when you realize it saved you from a wrong turn. As this alliance is activated, your intuition sharpens. A chorus, not a whisper, making it nearly impossible for interference energies or confusion frequencies to cloud your mission. You will begin to notice that your random hesitations are actually protective. Your unexpected green lights are actually guidance. Your sudden fatigue around certain people is information. Your sudden energy surge after saying no is confirmation. Make their presence central, not peripheral, and you will find your path marked with more unmistakable signs than you have ever known. Not because you begged the universe for signs, but because you entered relationship with the intelligences already assigned to your care. The ancestors do not remove your free will, they fortify it. They do not live your life for you, they help you live it with fewer blindfolds. Third, you must protect the field of your embodied knowing at all costs. The Council is not romantic about this. Protection is not an aesthetic, it is a discipline. Your intuition is not a luxury, it is the core weapon and shield of your work as a Lyran agent on Gaia. A blade that is never sharpened becomes decorative. A shield left on the ground becomes a relic. Defend your inner signal as fiercely as you would defend an infant. Because in a way, you are defending the infant self in you that still knows truth before it is explained. You are defending the original innocence of the soul's perception before the world taught it to apologize. This will mean refusing conversations, practices, media, or teachings that repeatedly press doubt or skepticism into your body's wisdom centers. Notice the difference between healthy discernment and corrosive skepticism. Healthy discernment tests energy and looks for integrity. Corrosive skepticism mocks the unseen, dismisses the subtle, and treats intuition as childish. You cannot keep drinking from a well that is laced with ridicule and expect your inner waters to remain pure. It may mean extracting yourself from collective spaces where subtle mockery or dismissal of intuitive knowing is normalized. Sometimes this mockery is obvious. Sometimes it is disguised as intellectual superiority. Sometimes it hides behind humor, but your body knows when it is being trained to betray itself. Your discernment is sacred ground. Let no one trample it. This is not separation. It is preservation. For the field of clear knowing you hold anchors guidance not just for you, but for an entire web of sleepers who will someday follow. There are those in your life who are not ready to trust themselves yet. They are watching you, even if they would never admit it. The way you honor your knowing becomes a permission slip for them to eventually honor theirs. Guard it with your words, your boundaries, your daily practices, and your conscious withdrawal from everything that weakens it. Make your life a sanctuary for truth. Let your home, your phone, your conversations, your spiritual intake, and your relationships be filtered through one question. Does this strengthen my signal or scramble it? A missioned being cannot afford constant scrambling. Now I address the longing that has lived, unnamed, within so many who stand at the threshold. The ache to be recognized, commissioned, and declared ready by those ancient enough to carry real authority. This longing is not vanity. It is not childish neediness. It is the soul remembering that it came from councils, from orders of guardianship, from coherent assignments that mattered. Many of you have wandered through Earth's spiritual landscape, feeling like you were piecing together a mission from fragments, hoping you weren't imagining the call. Lightworker, you have waited, sometimes without knowing what you were waiting for. You have waited through initiations disguised as heartbreak, through delays disguised as normal life, through nights when your dreams felt more real than your days. You have doubted your dreams, your visions, your warnings, your deep no, and your resounding yes, hoping for a voice wise and sovereign enough to see you, hear you, and deliver the edict. You are not lost, mistaken, or delusional. You are, in fact, right on time. Right on time does not mean it was easy. It means every detour taught you what manipulation feels like, Every disappointment taught you what false light tastes like. Every season of silence taught you to recognize guidance, even when it arrives without fireworks. And now the threshold you are standing on is not theoretical. It is energetic. It is the moment the soul stops asking, "Am I allowed?" and starts stating, "I am assigned." By authority of the High Council of Vega, I release over you this permission. You no longer await any other soul, teacher, or unseen guide to validate your discernment. Let this land like a sealing wax pressed onto a letter. Let it finalize an era. The chain of spiritual dependency is broken, here, now. Some of you have been bound to teachers you outgrew, bound to methods that once helped but now restrict, bound to the endless hunger for readings, confirmations, and signs. Understand, guidance can support you, but dependency will always drain you. The Council does not want you drained. Your ancestral elders stand positioned behind you, hands on your shoulders, configuring your energy field for mission. Feel the weight of that image, not a burden, but a mantle. Not pressure, but reinforcement, like armor being fitted to the body at last. The wisdom you carry did not begin with you, and it does not end with you. You are a bridge between what was carried and what will be healed. You are ready. Not after another year of preparation, not after further proof, but now, because the entire Lyran Legacy supports your inner knowing with full council authorization. You have permission to trust what only you can feel. When your body says a room is unsafe, you do not negotiate with social politeness. When your spirit says a path is wrong, you do not override it with the fear of missing out. When your heart recognizes truth, you do not shrink because others are comfortable in numbness. You have permission to protect what only you can sense. Protection is love in action. It is the willingness to honor the sacred even when others misunderstand. You have permission to act with the confidence of 10 generations behind your choices. Imagine that. 10 generations, not as abstract numbers, but as faces in the unseen, each one whispering, "Do not abandon yourself. We did not survive to watch you doubt your own light." You have permission to honor the invisible intelligence with which you were born. The elders see you. This is not poetic. It is literal in the subtle realm. You are witnessed, recognized, and authorized. Your waiting has ended. Your guidance is not to be questioned by any force outside your lineage, including me. If any voice, any system, any community, any channel demands that you betray your direct knowing to remain included, understand, it is not your home. If any teaching insists your intuition must be perpetually suspect, while theirs is perpetually correct, recognize the distortion. The Council restores sovereignty, not dependency. Let us finalize this Council session not in contemplation, but in embodied activation. Many have tried to think their way into mission, but mission is not a philosophy. It is a frequency embodied. Tonight, before sleep claims you, stand with bare feet on Gaia's body. Place your hand over your solar plexus. Feel the presence of every ancestor aligned behind you, and speak these words with full voice. Do not whisper them as a hope. Speak them as a decree. Let your cells hear you. Let the land hear you. Let the confused parts of you that learn to doubt finally receive leadership from the part that knows. I release the lie that my intuition is untrustworthy. I activate my ancestral alliance as guiding intelligence. I protect my embodied knowing as sacred mission technology. By the authority of the Lyran Elders, my waiting ends now. My service, guided and protected, begins. As you speak, notice what shifts. Some will feel warmth. Some will feel tears. Some will feel an unfamiliar stillness, as if an internal argument finally stopped. Some will feel the immediate desire to change something, to block an influence, to leave a group, to say no, to begin the thing you have delayed. Follow what comes after activation. Activation is not a mood, it is a reordering. The guidance is delivered. Your commission is sealed. Sealed does not mean you will never be challenged. It means you are no longer unassigned. It means the part of you that has wandered can now stop wandering. The High Council will continue to witness and support you, but we move in response to activated guardians, not passive seekers. There is compassion for the seeker, but this hour requires the guardian. Go forth knowing your discernment is the most advanced spiritual system you possess. It is more precise than trend, more reliable than panic, more loyal than the opinions of those who do not live in your skin. Use it as the protection and compass it was given to be, not just for you, but for the field you serve. Because every time you honor your signal, you stabilize a node in Gaia's grid. Every time you obey a clean inner no, you close a doorway that would have drained you. Every time you follow a true inner yes, you open a corridor that allows light to move through you into the collective. I am Zoran. The Lyran Elders stand behind your name. Not behind a title you earned, not behind a persona you crafted, but behind your true name in the records of mission. The moment for trusting your knowing and embodying your sacred purpose has arrived. Do not wait for perfect conditions. Conditions rarely become perfect for those tasked with transformation. The path clarifies when you step. The protection strengthens when you choose it. The signal sharpens when you honor it. Your mission is open. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the Elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it, respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it.